皆さんこんにちは and welcome to Shogo's podcast. So, as many of you guys may know, I actually do Instagram morning live streams every day, and so you usually see me around Japan time, 7 a.m. around there, 7:30-ish around there for about 15 minutes. I always love talking with my followers or my viewers of my YouTube channel, and there I once actually asked a question that I really felt was very important and it's something that I really should seriously think about. And what the question was, so Shogo, how do you see yourself in 5 years and also in 10 years? And I thought this question was really important. Of course, I am running a business, I have a family, and I do have a very big dream, right? I should have a very clear image of myself of what I want to be doing in the next 5 and 10 years. So today I like to, well, right now I don't have like really concrete ideas yet. I mean, there's a lot of things that would change depending on the situation. Like, who would ever expected that COVID would come, right? And everything. So there's going to be a lot of change, obviously. But for now, I would like to talk about how I see myself in 5 and 10 years. I want to clear this up again for myself too. So in 5 years, that would be the year when I am turning 33 years old. I can't believe it. In 5 years, that means Hinata is going to be 9 years old, Nagi will be 7, and Zen, which is not even born at this point, will already be 5 years old. So that is very surprising. I can't even imagine that yet. It would be great actually. Hinata and Nagi will already be going to elementary school, and Zen would be already at kindergarten too. So during the daytime, all three of our kids will be gone, and my wife and I will be able to have a lot of time together. So that would be actually very nice. But anyways, so in 5 years, 33 years old. Hopefully at that timing, I will still be in Japan. I will probably be in Japan, still continuing my training. I'm thinking that until the first half of my 30s, I would like to mainly dedicate my time to training. So at that point, when I'm training, for example, 35 years old, around there, be the next 7 years, it would be around the timing when I'll probably be able to become an instructor level in almost everything that I'm training in right now. Maybe it'll take a few more years, but especially until 35, I'm really hoping to focus a lot on my training. And meanwhile, what I want to be doing at that point at 33 years old, I really want to be challenging myself in a lot of new businesses. So right now, as you guys know, I only do YouTube, mainly YouTube. Oh, but not just say mainly, it's the only thing I do right now. And again, as I've always been saying for a really long time, it's never been moving forward, but, selling the merchandise, working in the tourism industry again, but that's up to the borders actually, the tourism industry again, and so on and so forth. So at that point, I really want to be challenging myself in new businesses, getting results from it, succeeding, failing, going back and forth. And I want to be basically having more businesses gives me more opportunities to brush up these skills that I want to teach in the future. Because my ultimate goal is to be able to teach the traditional culture that I am training in right now, right? So doing YouTube is a great thing for me to do because I get to read a lot of books. I have to do my trading seriously because I want to show it to everyone, and so on and so forth. So YouTube has been great, but if I do the tourism industry or selling merchandise, or it could be anything else, I want to just continue to think new businesses. So maybe if I, for example, in the timing comes when I move out of Japan, I will be able to, for example, try out those businesses outside of Japan, see if it works, see if it doesn't work, and so on and so forth. So I'll be able to survive even after I move out and such. So that is basically how I would see myself in 5 years, 33. And until 35, I'm really hoping to be able to do that. And 10 years would be 38 years old, right? So I'm hoping that from in between 35 to 40 years old, I'll be able to move out of Japan at some point. I think at that level, I'll be able to teach all the things I can, and I'll have, first of all, enough money to be able to move out of Japan, and number two, I'll have enough experience in various kinds of businesses, so I'll be able to challenge those things in a new environment. Yeah. So by 35 to 40 years old, I will be hoping to move out of Japan. And I have been really seriously considering about which country I want to go to. I will, by the way, be making a video talking about in the future I actually am looking forward to moving out of Japan and the reasons why. A lot of people love talking about why not to move to Japan, right? Why not to move to Japan? So I think I'm going to be making a video of my own explaining why I don't want to continue living in Japan and why I don't recommend you moving to Japan either, and explaining what countries I'm looking for. Well, maybe at the after talk kind of thing, at the end of the video I may talk a little bit about it. But seriously, right now I'm considering Australia actually. There's a lot of conditions that I need to look out for. I think I talked about this before in a previous podcast too, but it needs to be warm due to my sickness, my Raynaud's syndrome, and in general I like the warmer temperature weather and such. So I think that's one thing that's really important. Number two, I want the time difference to be as small as possible. So if the time difference is, for example, too big, like 12 hours or 10 hours as such, I do still want to continue my training even after I move out of Japan. Like, for example, my no theater training, I'm pretty sure I can still continue. My shakuhachi training, I can probably continue online. And in 10 years, I think the metaverse and everything will be much more advanced, and everyone will be using it in their daily lives. So I'm pretty sure it'll be really convenient. But still at the same time, you can't basically change the time, right? So that geographically is probably impossible to change the time. So, I mean, humans will have to continue to sleep a certain amount of hours, probably, even in 10 years. So I think time difference will probably affect my training a lot. I want to continue training all my life. Until the day I die, I want to find a master who's better than me and continue to train. So considering that, I want the time difference to be as small as possible, and the temperature, the time difference, and also, well, Australia isn't really that close to Japan, but still, I guess, I think it was 10 hours probably. Well, no, it's not too bad, you know. And also, I really like the fact that even though Australia is an English-speaking country, I think there's a lot of originally Chinese people living there too. And I really hope that my kids, which are half Japanese, half Chinese, will be able to master English, of course, so they can spread out their future, whatever they want to do in the future. And also, if we're able to find a Chinese community in Australia, it'd be great if we can relate to them, have communication, maybe be able to go to a Chinese school if there is any. I don't have no clue it yet. And I also have a friend who lives in Australia and training in Iaido and such. I asked him about the rules and laws regarding katana and such, and he told me that there absolutely are no restrictions. So I'll be able to bring in my real katana and also, all the Iaido, and be able to teach Iaido and also all the other things too, the shakuhachi, a tea ceremony. And for me, being able to just hold a very small classroom is just enough. My dream is not to become a billionaire or anything. I just want to continue teaching the traditional culture and also holding events, doing businesses related to traditional culture so that more people will want to do it in the future. That's all I want to do. So basically in 5 years and 10 years, I guess these things I'm talking about today are not so concrete, It might be really hard to have a very clear image of what I'm doing at that time. But basically, again, until 35 years, I want to continue my training. So that's in the next 7 years. 7 years of training is going to be a lot of time. So I want to continue training from there. At that point, I'll be training probably about 15 years in Iaido and all the other things around 8 years around there and such. So I'll be at the level of my Iaido, all the other things I'm training in. I'll be at the level of my Iaido right now. So yeah. And from around 35 to 40, I'll be looking for the timing to be able to move out of Japan as soon as possible. For me, personally, would be the best. Of course, we got to take a look at how, the political situation or, all of these things. I might be broke for some reason at a certain time between 35 to 40. I might need a lot of money because my kids have to do something, go to a certain school, or, if they want to do something, might take a lot of money. Maybe I'll have an injury. I might have a big sickness. Something can happen in between there, right? So I want to have a 5-year span in between there. So I'll be able to choose within those 5 years whenever I go. And again, even after I move out, I will be going back to Japan once in a while to take more training, for example, or maybe if I'm still doing YouTube, I don't know if YouTube will even exist in 10 years, but film some videos or talk to some people, meet new people, and again, come back, continue teaching. Hopefully we'll be able to hold an annual event, in Australia, possibly with the people who are interested, and make that something tradition in that area, in the district where I live in and such. And people can just jump in and experience a few things. And I think that'll be a lot of fun too. So yeah, I think that's how I see myself in 5 and 10 years. But especially in 10 years, oh my gosh, what I'm really especially excited about is how my kids are going to be growing from there. Hinata is going to be 14, Nagi 12, Zen 10 years old. I mean, they are still young, but we'll be able to talk with them about anything, and it's gonna be great. That's probably the best thing I'm most excited about. About myself, about my own business, of course I am very excited, but still probably my kids are absolutely the best excitement of my life. I really hope they'll be able to do what they love, and I hope I'll be the father that can support what they want to do. So then everyone, as I always say, the ultimate goal of my life is to make all Japan lovers' dreams come true. So I know there's a lot of people studying Japanese wanting to come to Japan to travel, study, or work, or even train our traditional culture and such, as we were talking about today. However, I am very afraid that Japan will not be able to make everyone's dreams come true in the future because we're facing a lot of social problems, we are losing our traditional culture, and the younger generations who are supposed to be carrying on the good things about Japan are dying because of all the social issues being shoved against them. So I really want to dedicate my life trying to make Japan a better place. I want to try to solve the social problems, preserve and evolve traditional culture, and also help out the younger generations so they can have a brighter future. And to do this, the nearest goal we have right now is to achieve 2 million subscribers by January 2023 on our main channel. So your likes and comments help to boost our videos to new viewers who have never seen our channel before, so it'd be great if you can help us out. Yes, thank you so much. And by the way, about trying to solve the social problems and help out the younger generation, even after I move out of Japan, that is definitely one of the things I want to do. I will continue to donate to organizations, associations that are trying to help out kids that are living in poverty. And I will continue my studies through books, talking with professors to try to find a solution to the problems in Japan. There is a very, very big, not a virus, but a sickness, a contradiction that Japan is carrying right now as a nation. And I really want to find out what that is, try to seek out what that is, and try to find a way if there's any way to solve it. And I personally believe that anything is possible if we try. So I want to really dedicate my life trying to find a way if there is any way to do this. Yeah, and I hope you can look forward to any answers that I find. All right, thank you so much guys for listening.